dive into your data viz submission, I would love to give some additional context to folks who are maybe tuning in for the first time around Data Connect and the data visualization competition, how we narrowed it down to a top 10 and what's next for you if they vote for you into the top 5. So over the last couple of weeks, we've done some interviews like this with other finalists. We've also talked a lot about the data viz competition through our weekly windups. But basically what it is we host an annual Data Connect conference here in Columbus, Ohio. Within that conference, we also do a data visualization competition supported by the team at Apexon. And we get hundreds of these applications in every year. With the help of their team, we narrow it down to a top 10. And now over the last couple of weeks, like I've mentioned, we've been chatting with each of the top 10 to dive a little bit more into their visualization, who they are, their backgrounds. And then we have a virtual vote open until April 26th. So if you haven't gotten an opportunity to dive into each one of these vizzes individually or check out these videos, they are available via our LinkedIn page, YouTube. And then before we conclude today, I will show everyone how they can vote for their favorite as well. But first things first, Alessia, it's great to see you again. Alessia was in our competition last year, and I think you got 3rd. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. Yeah, so Alessia is a returning champion. Her vizzes are always beautiful. And yeah, I'm excited to hear a little bit more from you today around the viz you submitted for this year. So I'll let you take it away.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your introduction. So good morning, everyone. My name is Alessia, and I'm super happy to be here talking about my project. So a few things about me. I love handcraft, photography, and pasta. You can find me playing with data or playing Tetris. But other than that, I'm a freelance information designer and professor. So I work at the intersection of creativity and analytics, and I define myself as a curious experimenter. So in my daily life at work, I help my clients by giving shape, color, and light to the data they want to transform into information. And these are just few examples of the work I do. So let's dive into my entry, but first of all, let me give you some context. So I worked on this project to participate in a contest organized by the World Government Summit in collaboration with Information is Beautiful. Among all the available dataset, I chose one that could tell some good news about the world. And this is it. So we lived through quite challenging years where pandemic and war have been the keywords. For a moment, I really felt the need to realize that positive things were also happening around me. So among all the indicators, I chose those that could illustrate progress in completely different fields over the last decade. So these numbers will give shape to the main part of my visualization, while this indication regarding the difference between the two extreme years will complement the poster, enriching the information presented. These instead are the sources used that we can also find summarized here. For me, it's always important to work with reliable sources and give visibility to them. So as I mentioned, the intention was to create a poster. To avoid information overload, I decided to work with a small data set. So as you can see, this is really quite simple. The project created with Illustrator features title, description, and a legend at the top. Then we have the main visualization and some highlights, followed by sources and credits. But let's zoom in. So at the beginning, we find the title and the description written with a playful and hopeful tone of voice. Then we have a legend that guides us into the reading of the visualization. So each color is associated with a category, while the gradient is linked to the value. So the main visualization is simply a heat map. This visual model is most of the time used in other contexts, often very technical. But given its extreme simplicity, it seems a very good idea to me to use it to communicate the data points. In fact, what I wanted to be perceived, like the data to be perceived, is like in the most direct way possible. At the bottom, we have the secondary but equally important information. Here we find some highlights related to the difference between the last and the first year under consideration. So reading this part makes the concept of progress that I want to communicate more clear, I would say. And the final part, it includes sources and credits. As I already mentioned, for me, this is an extremely important section to include for transparency and also like to ensure that the work is complete somehow. And here we see the poster one last time in its entirety. I hope it can bring some good vibes, which is definitely my biggest goal. And that's it. So thank you so much for your attention.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alessia. I always love looking through your visualizations. They're always so beautiful. So thank you for sharing this one with us. We're excited to have it in the competition. Before we go, I would love to show everyone where they can access your viz, where can they access the other vizzes that are available to run through, and then vote for their favorite. So let me swap to my screen here. So if you are interested in diving a little bit further into Alessia's visualization or into any of the other visualizations that have been submitted for this year, you can go to dataconnectconf.com, dataconnectconf.com. Up here in the top corner, there's a Data Connect Conference dropdown. You'll go to DataViz competition, and that will take you to our data visualization page. As you can see, some cash prizes at play for the top 3, as well as a trophy, and then bragging rights the following year as well. So lots at stake with this competition. And then if you scroll a little further down, you can check out all of our top 10. So if you click on the one that you're interested in checking out, you'll get just kind of a visual, quick overview, a little bit of information around the submission itself. And then once you're, you've made it through all of that information, and if you're interested in diving a little bit further into that visualization, you can hit view entry, and it will take you to the host page where it's being hosted, so you can actually interact and zoom in and check out more of that information. Highly recommend that you run through all 10 of these. They are all incredible submissions, and we're excited to have them in the competition. Once you've done so, you can scroll down just a little bit further and hit cast your vote. The competition voting is open until April 26th. We will announce our top 5 on April 29th. And those top 5 will have an opportunity to actually join us in Columbus at the event on July 11th and 12th. We take care of hotel accommodations. We have a flight stipend. They have access to the rest of the event. And then we do a couple of different things throughout the competition, or throughout the conference as well, around the DataViz competition. So we set up like this kind of art gallery style, display of the top 5. We do a video recap on day 1, and then we have a full awards ceremony on day 2. So lots of things throughout the event that are, spent celebrating these folks and the visualizations that they put together. So definitely dive into each one of those and cast your vote for your favorite before the 26th. Thank you so much, Alessia, for joining us this morning. If people are interested in learning a little bit more about you and some of the other projects you've put together, where can they find you?
I think like while I was presenting, you can see my website like down there. So, but also like on LinkedIn, Instagram, like
down here in the bottom left corner. Yeah,
yes,
I'll leave that up for just a second.
Okay, yes, but thank you so much. It was like a deep pleasure, and finger crossed.
Yes. Thanks so much for spending some time with us this morning, and good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you.